Welcome, travelers. This is Tommy Bartlett inviting you to come along on another guided tour and promising you that the old swimming hole was never like the one we'll be visiting today. Here at Silver Springs, Florida, is the most unusual bathing beach in the world. Surrounded by the beauty of Florida's Silver Springs on Highway 40 in the center of the Sunshine State, it's formed by countless freshwater springs that bubble from a sandy bottom to form the headwaters of beautiful Silver River. The breathtaking beauty of Silver Springs Bathing Beach isn't the only thing that makes it unusual among popular swimming spots in the country, as we'll see during our visit. The happy vacationers, the local residents too, who enjoy frolicking on the pure white sand beneath the palm trees, never know quite what to expect when they spend a day here. They may find themselves on the set of a Hollywood movie company, watching another underwater spectacular being filmed in the crystal clear springs. Or they sometimes have ringside seats at a colorful water ballet rehearsal. And even when the cameras aren't on location at the Silver Springs Bathing, there's a never-ending spectacle of exciting things to see, simply by looking beneath the surface through the glass of a skin diver's face mask. Whatever the season of the year, winter or summer, spring or autumn, the temperature of the water flowing from these natural springs remains a constant and invigorating 72 degrees. Silver Springs' temperate Central Florida climate permits winter and summer visitors alike to enjoy swimming in the refreshing water. The greatest of the springs pours out a tremendous flow of 550 million gallons of water every 24 hours, enough to supply the needs of the city of New York for an entire day. The sandy bottom of the bathing beach area has a gentle slope that makes swimming here a pleasure for everyone. A group of high school girls from Vero Beach, Florida, who call themselves the Dolphinettes, are spending an afternoon at Silver Springs rehearsing some new formations for their traveling water ballet act. Let's watch them practice some of their graceful routines, shall we? The Dolphinettes have a large and enthusiastic audience on the bathing beach as they conclude their talented performance. They're one of the many groups of young people who frequently visit the springs and add to the enjoyment of others here for a vacation or a day's outing. Florida's schools and universities place great emphasis on outdoor activities and health-building pursuits. And these students from the University of Florida are really in the swim. They're the Aqua Gators and Swim Fins, arriving at the Silver Springs Bathing Beach to rehearse for their annual spring water show. The university is located at Gainesville, only 40 miles from Florida's Silver Springs, and the youngsters often combine a day's outing with a practice session here. The water show, sponsored by the university's College of Physical Education and Health, will be a series of ballets and specialties titled Scheherazade. Accompanying the group of talented swimmers to direct their routines are faculty advisors Betty and Henry Croson and student directors Betty Allen and Wayne Mitchell. 2 evening performances of the spectacular show will be given in the university pool. The precision and form displayed by these youngsters comes of long hours of hard practice for many weeks before the public performances are given. One of the highlights of the water show, a routine titled The Sultan and His Sultana, is rehearsed by Betty Allen and Wayne Mitchell, two of the star performers in the troupe. Another day at the Silver Springs Bathing Beach finds a movie crew on location here, getting some unusual angles from a high camera platform. Prop men wearing rubberized exposure suits grapple with a cement anchor beneath the surface of the springs, setting up a scene that will be part of a commercial being filmed in the crystal clear waters. The manufacturers of underwater swimming gear like the Voigt masks and fins, Edco Fenjon exposure suits, and North Hill air lungs being used by the prop men, find the waters of Silver Springs an excellent place to test their products. The broken anchor repaired with a length of chain and settled in place, filming of the commercial gets underway with an attractive model sipping a Coke underwater. The cameraman at the lower right can shoot only a few feet of film at a time for this underwater sequence, so that the model can take time out for frequent gulps of air from an air hose leading down from the surface. Filming this commercial will take 5 days of time and nearly 200 tanks of air for the cast and crew. But when the job is finished, it'll run only 60 seconds. Swimmers at the Silver Springs Bathing Beach, who can see clearly through the water for distances of several hundred feet, are always interested spectators when a commercial or a full-length movie is being filmed. Among the many unusual sights for underwater swimmers at the springs is the subsurface view of a Mercury outboard motor starting up, then moving away in a swirl of circular patterns. 3 husky mermen give their swim fins a workout, forcing themselves against the pressure of water pouring from one of the deep springs to a depth of 55 feet. A submarine cavern intrigues the divers, and they probe its mysterious depths. A Janssen bathing suit commercial is being filmed in another part of the springs. Most film directors megaphone to shout their instructions, but this was at a disadvantage underwater. This is one movie location where no one has to call for quiet on the set. Surrounding the Silver Springs Bathing Beach are several major attractions, all of which make Florida's Silver Springs an outstanding place to visit. The exciting Jungle Cruise speedboat ride is a 5-mile trip along Silver River through dense jungle growth and beautifully landscaped banks. Climaxing the ride is a visit with a colony of wild monkeys introduced into the Florida jungle as an experiment many years ago. The Prince of Peace Memorial is one of the newest attractions at the Springs. The series of beautifully hand-carved scenes in 3 dimensions and natural color, representing the life work of sculptor artist Paul Cunningham, depict the life of Christ. Each of several scenes on display is housed in a uniquely attractive chapel with special lighting effects and appropriate music. Artist Paul Cunningham depict the life of Christ. Each of several scenes on display is housed in a uniquely attractive chapel with special lighting effects and appropriate music. Tommy Bartlett's International Deer Ranch on the spacious grounds of Silver Springs features 200 tame animals from 18 foreign countries. Here visitors stroll about among fleet-footed creatures from all over the world, feeding and petting them freely. The attraction is unique among animal exhibits, and it's popular with children and grown-ups alike. The famous glass-bottom boats of Florida's Silver Springs move up and down the Silver River, circling the giant springs and giving thousands of visitors the thrill of a lifetime as they look into the clear depths beneath them. Schools of catfish and other varieties of marine life are seen, as well as the remains of prehistoric mastodons, sunken gardens, and weird underwater phenomena. The world's largest combined collection of horse-drawn carriages and antique and classic cars turns back the hands of time for visitors to the carriage cavalcade and auto fair at the Springs. Cars powered by electricity, steam, and several varieties of gasoline engines are on display in this fascinating exhibit, all of them restored to perfect running condition. Yes, the old swimming hole was never like the fabulous bathing beach at Florida's Silver Springs, a place where the whole family can find fun and entertainment as you've seen on Guided Tour.